Boxes for Katje by Cadence Fleming. Part 2. Weeks passed and autumn came rainy and gray. The townspeople of Holland picked the last of their cabbages and potatoes. They lined their old coats with newspaper to keep out the cold air, and they worried about the coming winter. How will they survive without good food or warm clothing? They asked each other. How will we live? Katje and her mama worried too, but as always, they planted their tulips bulbs in the hardening ground and looked forward to the day of the tulips would bloom, bloom. They were brushing dirt from their knees when Postman Klein came down, stumbling down the street. "It's a big one! It's a big one!" he shouted, "so big I could not bring it on my bicycle." Yeah, a big heavy box from America! His excited shouts drew Dr. Box from his office and the window games from her yard. They drew Miss Overhood and Schoolmaster DeLew and all 7 of the DeLands. See, it's the boss. Right here. 25 days. Everyone crowded around Katje, dug into the third, bigger box from America. "Wonder Bar," shouted Dr. Boss when he looked into the box. Such generosity. There were cans of meat, boxes of powdered milk, bags of sugar, and a letter from Rosie. "Dear Katje, cheapers, you'll never guess. Mother told her friends about your last letter, and they told their friends, and our doorbell just kept ringing. Send this to Katje. People kept saying, so we did. Hope this puts some fat on those DeLands kids. Love, Rosie." "Oh, it will, cried Miss DeLand, and Katje made another decision. "There is plenty to share," she said. "Bless you," cried Mrs. Osterfield. Amid kisses and hugs and a heartfelt drink, Katje divided the food. Yummy. And later she wrote to Rosie, "Dear Rosie, your box got so much excitement in almost everyone came to see what in your kind townspeople had sent, and everyone left with a share of your gifts. For a small time, it was like a party here. People stopped worrying about the holes in their shoes and threadbare coats. They did not think of the long cold winter ahead. You see, your friendship has not only filled our storm matches, it has lifted our spirits as well." Weeks passed and winter roared in. Snow deep and bitter cold, the worst winter everyone could remember. The townspeople of Holland layered whatever clothing they had. They cuddled close to their small fires and ate sparingly from their almost empty cupboards, shivered and prayed. One dark morning, when Katje felt frozen as tulips bulbs buried beneath the snow, there came a pounding on her door. She opened to find Postman Klein and the other townspeople crowded into the yard. What a delivery I have for you, whooped the postman. He pulled a sled stacked high with boxes straight into the house. So many, gasped Katje. Ouch! But there are more, cried postman Klein, squeezing his way through the crowd. He returned with another box-stacked sled and another, and still another. Chocolate! There was barely room for boxes and people as Katje pushed back flaps and pulled out coats, mittens, socks and shoes, scarves, hats and sweaters, cakes of soap, chocolate boards and bags, cartons and cans of food. At the bottom of the very last box there was a letter from Rosie. Dear Katje, you won't believe what's happening here. Everyone everywhere wants to send a box to you. Their school organized a canned food drive. The church organized a clothes drive. Even the local business added items to the boxes. We hope there's enough here for all your friends and neighbors. Love, Rosie. For several seconds, the townspeople of Holland stood in speechless wonder. Then Katje cried, There is plenty to share. Hooray! Postman Klein danced a jig in his new wool socks. Mrs. Deland wept while buttoning 5 warm coats, and Dr. Boss put down his cans to give the window gans quick, joy-filled kisses. Mama wrapped her arms around Katje. You have brought us a miracle, she said. No, replied Katje. Rosie did. All winter long, the boxes kept coming. All winter long, the townspeople stayed warm and well fed, and all winter long, Katje wrote letters to her American friend, Rosie. Slowly the snow melted and the wind lost its bite. Each day more and more tulips poked their green tips through the soil, blooming into a sea of pink and yellow and purple and red. Blooming! Blooming! One morning, Katje said it would be nice to send a box to Rosie. Yeah, said Mama, but what would you send? Katje smiled as she told her. It's a good idea, said Mama. Oh, I like it, agreed Postman Klein. We must do it, said the Delans. Together, added Dr. Voss. What is she gonna say? And so one sun-bright morning, Dr. Everett, the mailman, hurried down Elm Street. I have a box for Rosie, he announced. A box from Holland. Holland, exclaimed Rosie. What could it be? Urgently. She ripped off the wrapping and pulled back the flaps. So many gaps, her mother. And then Rosie read the letter. Dear Rosie, we hope these tulip bulbs from Alice will brighten Mayfield's days. Plant them in the fall and wait for a surprise in the spring. Love, Katje. The end. My mom and dad went to the Netherlands in 2019 and they saw lots of flowers, but mainly tulips. But this flower I think is very cool because on the bottom there's pink and dirt isn't usually pink. And the place is called Kukenhof. It's a very cool name. And over there, there's lots of windmills, and they brought a little souvenir. It's very fragile, and there's lots of shoes that look like this, and they're very, very famous in the Netherlands. And we have tiny ones, so tiny. And it is so cool. Oh, and these are the Netherlands Crocs.